Well, hi, I'm Ron Hoon from Fox 10. I've been anchoring the morning show there for a long time. We start our show at 4:30 a.m. And we wrap it up at 10. We actually have people who are so loyal to our show, they tell us they watch the whole thing. So we call it the 5.5 hour club. Get up time? Well, that's pretty early. That's at about 2:45 in the morning. We get to the station at 4, we go on at 4:30. There's always something going on a news program, a live news program that's going to be kind of breaking news, that type of thing. I got started in the media, you could say, thanks to a 4th grade field trip. The year is 1966, and there happens to be a band at the time that you've probably heard of. They were kind of a big deal, especially in those days, the Beatles. Well, we go on this field trip to the one and only radio station in our hometown, little town called Omak, Washington. I mean, so small, it had the only stoplight in the whole county. And we go walking into this radio station. They're playing Beatles music, and they're having fun, and they're reporting on the news and talking about sports, and it was just all together, all the things I loved. And each of us got a piece of, doesn't really exist anymore, everything comes in on computer now, but there was a teletype machine back in those days that just spit out all the news. And I can remember getting back on the school bus, and I have teletype to read about something that had been going on that very day with the Beatles. And I just thought at the time, here I am, around 10 or 11 years old, and I say to myself, this is the life for me. So I started in radio, worked my way all the way through high school and college in radio. Was very fortunate at my last radio station before I got into TV that when I first started that job, literally I think it was the very first week, they said, hey, part of your job duties are going to be taping a public affairs show, and I'm getting ready to interview whoever that would be, like a, some sort of official. And they said, no, actually, it's the 12 contestants in the local beauty pageant. Well, these 12 beautiful young ladies walk in, one of which would become my future wife, Renee. And so, at least for me, it was love at first sight. I've never been able to get a complete confirmation from her, but that was a pretty lucky day for me, and I guess confirmation that I had made a pretty good choice getting into broadcasting and starting off in radio. My love affair with the St. Patrick's Day Parade goes back to, I believe the year is 1986. So you got to go a long ways back. And the reason I say that is, beloved member of the Irish community for so long, John Corcoran, called me and he said, hey, would you be interested in emceeing our St. Patrick's Day Parade? And I said, John, I'm a quarter Irish. My grandma Doherty, I would love to get more involved with the Irish community here in the Valley. And I think the thing I love about it is that we are in a city of 5 million people. And how do you create a sense of almost small town, hometown community? Well, you see these kids and their proud moms and their proud instructors walking down, and doing the Irish dancing and walking right down 3rd Street, and you can see the smiles on their faces. They love it. They love the fact that they're connected to a part of Irish history and Irish culture that really means something. Before I made my first trip to Ireland, somebody on social media said, oh, if you're going to Ireland, you should go down to the Irish Cultural Center and visit with Mary Moriarty. I love Mary. She is amazing. And so I came right over here. We were visiting, and she said, well, where are you from in Ireland? Where's your family from? And I said, well, we're on the far northern part up there on the Inishowen Peninsula. And she said, oh, that's the wild part of Ireland. And I started thinking, I wonder what that means exactly. And I just couldn't wait to get there. And, when people go to Ireland, what do they want to see? Killarney, the Ring of Kerry, the Dingle Peninsula, Dublin, things like that. Well, I couldn't wait to get to a little town called Buncrana, which is where my ancestors come from. And I remember walking across a bridge right around sunset in that little town, pretty little town. And there were a couple older fellas sitting there talking. And as I approached them, they said, well, what are you doing here in our part of the world? And I said, well, I'm kind of digging into my Irish roots a little bit. And they said, really, what's your name? And I said, the name obviously is from my grandma Goldie Doherty. So that's where I get my all my Irish pride, I guess you could say. Over the course of many years, I have been able to MC a lot of different events. And so I'm in a unique position of having MC'd the Anam Cara Awards, the year that Barbara Barrett of the Barrett Honors School won it, and Craig Barrett of Intel. The year John McCain won it. I'll never forget that year. He's cracking jokes. I think he wanted to keep us here all night long. He was having such a great time. Sandra Day O'Connor has won this award. Norm McClellan. Some of the really the biggest names in our community. And so to have emceed this event for a number of years and to then be told that you're going to receive the award is so humbling. It's kind of hard to put it into words. I truly am so humbled because I've learned over the years how much this award means. And I'm just extremely grateful.